Well, sleep is vital for everyone to be able to function, but for students at any age, a lack of sleep could also impact their overall well-being, including their mental health, schoolwork, and quite possibly their future.
Yeah, that was the case for our next guest. Daniel Lentini is a senior studying mechanical engineering at Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken. Also joining us is psychiatrist and expert at the Jed Foundation, Dr. Ellen Utley. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start with Daniel. Can you explain how mental health issues manifested in the sleeping problems for you?
Sure. I think for me and for a lot of people, when I deal with anxiety, whether that's about hard schoolwork or relationship issues, whatever it is, a lot of those issues start manifesting when I get in bed and when I try to fall asleep and I just can't fall asleep because I'm just chronically overthinking. And that, then I just don't get good sleep. And then I don't get good sleep. In the morning, I wake up, I'm tired, I'm lethargic. And that just continues this cycle of, not getting good sleep and then being anxious because I'm not getting good sleep. And then I can't process information well. And then the next night I jump into bed and I'm still anxious. And it's just this chronic cycle that's, really not healthy.
Yeah, and I think probably more people than we think are experiencing the same thing. So, Dr. Utley, can you explain why something like this happens, why sleep and mental health disorders, I guess, sort of overlap?
Sure, and thanks for having me. And Daniel, you described things so well that so many people go through, not only students, but students particularly because they're kind of burning the candles at both ends. And sleep and mood disorders are very linked biologically because they're all modulated by the same neurotransmitters. So that serotonin and norepinephrine and dopamine all play into both of them. So you often see them together.
Yeah, and Daniel, I want to ask you, how were you able to get your sleep on track? What did you do?
Sure. I think just keeping consistency in my sleep schedule is important to me. Making sure I'm waking up early and going outside and seeing the sun and being energized throughout the day is important so that when I go back to sleep at night, I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. So that's really most important, and not oversleeping. A lot of times I would not get good sleep, so just lay in bed until class starts, and that's not great because then again I'm just tired throughout the whole day, and then when I go to bed at night I'm not tired enough because I haven't exerted my energy during the day.
All right, and Dr. Utley, let's have you weigh in here. If someone suffers from these type of sleep issues and a mental health issue like anxiety, will focusing on one problem solve the other?
Well, quick answer is yes. Often if you treat depression or anxiety or a psychiatric disorder, this sleep disturbance abates. And conversely, if you treat a sleep disorder or any kind of sleep complaint, the mood changes or the anxiety that goes along with that also goes away. However, I always say that sleep is sort of a cornerstone of good health and good physical health and mental health. So as Daniel sort of pointed out, that getting a routine going that's lifelong will be a protective factor so that you're not as vulnerable to the normal stressors that school, particularly exams and social things that come along, that if you have sufficient sleep, you will be less vulnerable to the stressors.
All right. Well, Dr. Utley, thanks so much for the conversation. Daniel, we wish you well. We're glad you got things back on track. And look, I think sharing your story hopefully will help somebody else realize that, hey, maybe they can get some additional help dealing with this, because it is important. I know in our society we like to think of sleep as being like this thing that we kind of, oh, I got 2 hours of sleep last night and I'm really strong because of it. No, it's not like that. And we got to look at it more seriously and, understand and care for ourselves. So thank you both so much for the time you've given.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.